It's the 81st and final home game of the year for the Minnesota Twins. They have a chance to win a series against the first-place team in the American League Central. Yesterday's Tiger win has reaffirmed their status as the team to beat in the American League Central. And good Sunday afternoon to you from Target Field. Dick and Bert with you for the last time here at Target Field. And the Twins taking on the Tigers for the last time this year. Miguel Cabrera yesterday reaffirming himself as a legitimate Triple Crown candidate.
Yeah, Cabrera, quite a ball game in yesterday's game, a big 3-run home run. But where he ranks right now, first in batting average at .327. The home run tied him with Josh Hamilton for the American League lead. And then 136 runs driven in. And what we have seen from Cabrera really over his career with Miami and with now the Tigers, he utilizes the whole field. Here, that base hit down the left field line off Diamond, and then the ball to right field. Here in yesterday's ball game, a 3-run home run. This guy is a great hitter, a guy that can hit for power and drive in a lot of runs.
The Twins have won one and lost one so far against the Tigers. They've scored a total of 8 runs, and all 8 runs driven in by Ryan Doman.
Yeah, Ryan Doman had quite a series. 2 home runs so far in the series, and a big one in yesterday's ball game. But the Twins won here on Friday night 4-2, thanks to Ryan Doman's 4 runs driven in. And then in yesterday's ball game with the Twins down against Justin Verlander, Ryan Doman, a grand slam, his first of the year, Twins' second grand slam of the season, and for Ryan Doman, his 3rd career grand slam.
Miguel Cabrera's done a lot of damage against the Twins this year, and he may win the American League a Triple Crown. The last time that was done, a 1967 finish the Twins fans would like to forget for Carl Yastrzemski. Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
For the 81st and final time of 2012, we've got baseball coming your way from Target Field. It's the Twins and the Tigers on Fox Sports North. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Robbie Ince-Mikowski. Well, here in 2012, we've got the American League Central Division race coming down to the final week of the season between the White Sox and the Tigers. And also the Triple Crown race coming to the final days. When you look at 1967, it was a similar situation with Boston and the Minnesota Twins chasing the American League pennant. Boston would beat the Twins in the final game to win it, led by Carl Yastrzemski, who would go 7 for 8 with 6 RBIs in his final 2 games against the Twins. Yastrzemski and Harmon Killebrew each hit home run number 44 in the second to last game of the season. They would finish tied in the home run lead as Yastrzemski would take the Triple Crown. Twins and Tigers coincidentally finished tied for second that season. When we come back, we're going to see some great hitting on display with Miguel Cabrera and Joe Mauer. Who's going to win the American League batting race? Today's going to go a long way between determining that. We've got Dick Bramer and Bert Blyleven with First Pitch next.
The Triple Crown at Fenway Park in Boston. In the years since, generations of baseball fans have witnessed 11 first-time world champions, 116 no-hitters, and 10 perfect games. A bid for 400, and the Iron Horse surpassed by the Iron Man. But in 45 seasons, no major league player has led his league in batting average, home runs, and runs batted in.
Swinging a drive to center field, hit deep, Span is on the run, all the way back, and it's gone! It's a 2-run shot for Cabrera!
Now Detroit's Miguel Cabrera stands on the cusp of history. Cabrera's chase for the Triple Crown continues at Target Field as the Tigers meet the Twins next on Fox Sports North. And Cabrera with a 3-run home run in the ballgame yesterday that tied him with Josh Hamilton for the league lead in home runs. He leads in the other 2 categories. It'll be a riveting final 4 games in his pursuit of the Triple Crown. The Menards batting order for the Tigers: has Cabrera hitting third again behind Jackson and Berry. Then Fielder, Young, and Dirks, Peralta, Avila, and Infante.
And on the mound this afternoon, it'll be Liam Hendriks. For Liam Hendriks, he's making his 16th start of the season, his second against the Tigers. Took a no decision in a Twins win in Detroit back on July 2nd. For Hendriks, looking for his second major league win, this being his 20th career start.
The Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Ryan Domick gets left field. Span and Revere in center and right. Plouffe at third. Florimone, Casilla up the middle. Parmalee at first. Joe Mauer catching, and Justin Morneau's the designated hitter. You just can't ask for better weather than we've had throughout this homestand. It's just been spectacular. 72 degrees, hardly a cloud. What clouds we have are those high cirrus types that don't have any precipitation. And Twins fans getting a chance to watch the 2012 Twins in person for the last time. Austin Jackson to lead things off. He'll be followed by Berry and Cabrera. Inside, ball one.
Well, it's the fastball that Hendriks really has to control both sides of the plate, especially away to a lot of these Tiger hitters.
Bounce to third. Backhanded nicely by Plouffe. And over to Parmalee. Good play. Trevor Plouffe with a nice backhanded play for the first out.
Well, be ready to play the game. Plouffe, that little hop right there, diving to his right. Comes up. Good throw to get the speedy Jackson out at first for the first out of the ball game.
That'll bring up Quinton Berry. Hendriks, I think, picked up some slivers in his bat and threw them away in front of the Twins dugout. That's what that is.
Berry been a nice addition to the Tigers lineup. Getting called up in late May. Guy that with some speed. You want to keep him off the bases if you can.
If this is a championship season for Detroit, they will be like every other championship team. They've had to endure some injuries, and what Berry did in Austin Jackson's absence, not lost on Jim Leland. There's a strike. Berry filled in very well when Austin Jackson was gone for weeks with a pulled abdominal muscle. 1-1. Fouled away 1-2.
Took Berry a while to get to the major leagues. Originally signed by the Phillies back in 2006. Minor league numbers, a career .270 hitter. Not a lot of power, but great speed.
Up the line, Hendriks has time, and Parmalee kept a foot on the bag. Hendriks nearly flipped the ball into the right field corner, but it's out number 2.
Nice reaction by Chris Parmalee at first base.
Well, the Twins clearly have not done a very good job figuring out how to get Miguel Cabrera out.
Well, I think the biggest thing, you look at the hot zones. If you could go there and then up and in, of course, you know, before a series you sit down and it's always kind of a funny thing. They say, how do you pitch this guy? Well, you go up and in, down and away, you know.
That's exactly where you'd want to go. Just don't miss.
Don't leave it out over the plate. Don't give anything too good to hit.
Don't miss in between, because he's hitting over 500.
That's the old chart from Ted Williams that I saw when I was a young pitcher. And even Ted Williams, if every pitch was down and away, I believe he would have hit 262. One of the greatest hitters in the game. And you see what that pitch was right there, outer half of the plate. That's why I said Hendriks has to establish a way, and then you come in for a purpose. That's a good fastball out over the plate.
2 strikes to Cabrera.
Now get it out there again. Breaking ball missing.
Well, whatever the Twins have tried hasn't worked this year. Cabrera hitting .397 against the Twins with 6 home runs and 26 runs batted in.
Well, he's hitting .327 overall. There's a lot of clubs that have not figured him out, really, ever since he came up with the Marlins at a young age.
Backhanded by Florimone. And a 1-2-3 10 pitch first inning for Liam Hendriks. postseason series with the Tigers. Ron Gardenhire with the advantage in his career over Detroit. His Menards batting order: Bernard Span, Ben Revere, Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, Ryan Doman, Chris Parmelee, Trevor Plouffe, Alexi Casilla, and Pedro Florimon.
And on the mound, Anibal Sanchez, second time the Twins have seen him this year, making his 12th start as a Tiger. Now, he made 19 starts for the Marlins before getting traded over from the Marlins on July 23rd. He's coming off an outstanding start in his last start against Kansas City. A 3-hit shutout, his 5th career shutout for Sanchez.
Mentioned the Twins have seen him once before. They really knocked him around. Picked up a bunch of hits. Didn't score on him until right before he left the ball game. But Twins didn't have any problem with Sanchez when he faced the Twins here in mid-August.
Yeah, able to get 12 hits off of Sanchez in 5+ innings, and that's the most hits he's allowed in a ball game this year.
1-0 to Span. Revere and Mauer to follow. Driven to left center field. Chased by Barry. And he makes the catch. 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Tigers. Barry in left, Jackson in center, Andy Dirks in right. Cabrera, Peralta, Infante, and Fielder, the infielders. And Alex Avila behind the plate. One down on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Twins pack their bags, head to Canada to take on the Blue Jays Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. Twins looking for win number 67 on the year. Strike one.
Sanchez with a good fastball, very good curveball, changeup, and a little slider that he's added. In on lefties, away to right-handers.
Hacked foul. 2 strikes.
Be fun over the last 4 ball games to watch and see if Rivera can get on first and steal a base. He has 39 stolen bases, looking to become the Twins' 4th player to ever steal 40 bases in a season.
Sanchez pulled his glove back, realizing the ball was hit at Infante. 2 down, and that'll bring up Joe Mauer, looking for his first hit of this series.
Let's take a look at the GMC keys to the game for Joe Mauer. Same thing, down and away, and then even up and in. Joe pretty good at handling, a lot higher average than Cabrera when you pitch him in, but you can see where the clubs like to pitch him, outer half of the plate, make him hit the ball the other way.
Mauer's walked 3 times. Really has been pitched carefully in this series. Outside, ball 1.
And that's where they try to start right away. Sanchez and Alex Avila. Avila, the catcher, sitting down and away.
There it is, 1-1. Cabrera 0 for 1. He's at 326. Mike Trout 1 for 1. Adrian Beltre with a couple of early hits for the Rangers. Fouled back, and it's 1-2.
Joe Mauer has already